No Words with Dave and Mo Stack. It was actually a missed record, but he fell asleep.
I'm just upset they called it drill. I swear I cuss them about it all the time. Like,
what would you have called it?
Anything. Anything apart from that.
My favourite song I've done and produced, it's a little bit too controversial. Like, too controversial.
Welcome to Chord. This episode is powered by Shivas Regal and hosted by myself, Scully. And around this table right now, I have a lot of greatness. There's some amazing producers here. We're gonna take some time to talk to them and understand what helped them make those hits. Now starting in the far right, Steel Bangelz.
What's good? What's happening?
Scott Styles.
Love for having me, appreciate it.
TSB.
Love, bro.
Carns Hill.
Don't know what you.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And Yoz Beats.
So.
Energies in that. If you could link up any two artists from anywhere, but one has to be UK, who would you guys put together on the track? Dead or alive as well.
Okay, it's quite interesting. Okay, cool.
But one's got to be from UK.
Yeah.
I've got something mad in my head.
I've got two different answers.
It's fantasy football, basically.
Do you know what? I say Skepta and MJ.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting.
I was going to say Adele and Amy Winehouse.
That would be hard.
That sound like, you know.
But they're both UK, innit?
Yeah, that's what I said.
We can do both UK, innit?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm got I'll say fucking J Hus and Drake.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Why you man laughing? What, you got that song in the top?
No.
It's killing me, bro. What about you, Yoz?
I could 2-pack and nines, bro. That'd be crazy.
Oh, that would be sick.
That'd be crazy.
That's serious still.
Yeah, that's, hey.
Might have to just make that. Go get 1 2-pack Whirlpool and just do that.
Scott, what about you?
Well, I'd say maybe Pot of Paper, Kendrick Lamar.
They like that one. They like that one. They like that one. Banglez.
Me personally, I'm just, because of my culture, I just love Asian music. So like, I've got one on my album with Sidhu and Fredo, which is a banger. So I like that kind of connecting cultures and different languages and stuff like that. Yeah.
Now, do you guys disagree or agree with this statement? It's always the beats that you're not feeling the artist will use.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
A lot of the time still.
You're not saying you got the best song still in the archives yet to come out.
It's always the case. That will forever
for
be the case.
We're complex people producers, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very complex. I think I learned a long time ago though, I was used to make very diverse intellectual beats with bare drops, and then one thing I'm saying, just simplicity is what's...
A lot of these artists, they don't hear what we hear though, innit? No. It's just like simple 808 kick, boom, they're sorted, isn't it? You see what I'm saying?
You can't even blame them. They're not supposed to care like that. Do you know what I mean?
But do you not think there's something in the simplicity, like?
That's an art.
It's easy to be. It's easily digestible, isn't it? It's just
That's the
simple
thing.
as that. Yeah.
You're making music for the audience, but the audience might want to get into the lowest common denominator to get it. Like, so all these like super intelligent, cerebral things you're doing and thinking, that someone might not get that. But they might get the little 808 quick hi-hat and be like, yo,
I think it depends though, you know. Like I was watching a beat breakdown for one Dua Lipa song, New Rules. What's the guy? Ian Kirkpatrick made it, yeah.
I got no rules, I count 'em.
If you see the layers in that beat, have you seen it? It don't even make sense. But when you hear it, it's still easily digestible. So I think it just depends. I think with fast food music, they just want it to be simple. But when it's stuff that's supposed to last, classic stuff, then I think like it being complex can actually serve its purpose.
Okay, you stumbled on a question that I was going to ask later, yeah? But fast food music, yeah? What's your stance on it as a producer? Like, do you think it's you lot's kind of mission or issue to change that? Like, do you think you can put the power in your hands and kind of put the medicine in the sugar? So like you're saying, you can give us hits, but make it a little bit more complex.
It's all about trust. I think when you build relationships with artists, they trust you more. So I think when artists trust you more, it's a lot easier for you to say, do you know what, I think you should do this, take this risk. This is what it can do for you. No risk, no reward, do you know what I mean? But 9 out of 10 times, most artists are scared. And again, you can't blame them, because if they get it wrong, the way things are today, people just forget about them, on to the next person.
And it depends where the artist is as well, in his career.
Exactly.
Is he just new to the studio? Has he been in there for a long time? Does he understand the language? Is he vocaling? Does he know his chain? These things are...
When you look at like most of the, for me, the biggest acts here, they're all pretty diverse. It's rare to find one or two, or maybe I'd say there's maybe a couple that they just do one thing. But as a whole, none of the others do. They actually jump around, they do different things. If you look at their biggest records, I'm sure most of them sound different, you know what I mean? You listen to their albums, you can see that there's depth to them.
I'm not gonna ask you to name a song yet, but have you all had like a beat that you personally thought you made it and you're like, it's kind of meaty, I can do better. But then the songs come out and it slapped.
I'm not speaking.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, I think
we all have everyone
For sure.
I'm not naming names.
But how does that feel though? Like when
Probably
you're
feels
kind of
better.
looking at it funny
Probably
and it
feels
comes
better.
out. Yeah.
Probably feels better, because that's probably not even something you'd play to someone. Do you know what I mean? So that probably would have gone in the bin.
And there's beats that I've gone to other artists that sat on them for time, and then another one comes and it, boom, it's gone. No words with Dave and Mo Stack.
I don't wanna dead no beef. I don't wanna sort it out. I don't wanna hear no words.
It was actually a missed record, but he fell asleep.
What? Nah, okay, we need more on that.
Mo told me about
I
that.
tell this
still.
all the
Mo
time,
told me
but
about that.
it was just the fact that everyone was doing Afro beats. It was the chords, and I was trying to find something different, and then I was studying neo soul, and I was like, this generation ain't heard them kind of chords before on an Afro beat kind of drum pattern. So for me, it was a personal success to deliver that record. But yeah, no words for me. I think it changed my whole career, man.
I really like them chords still.
Yeah,
I really do.
Very simple, but that session was crazy.
But why did Mo do that to his tune though?
What?
Why did he do that to his tune? That might be what his best.
I've got the whole session filmed. The whole session.
He was going Ray Charles blind.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Just like you said, TSB, first two lines when Dave comes said, I don't want to dead, I was like, it's done. It was done.
See, with Mo as well, yeah, like when Mo's in the booth with another artist, he's a different animal.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, that's a different guy, bro.
Yeah.
Him with, like, even you hear it on Common Sense when he's on Mashup and Fisherman.
Yeah.
That Mo Stack is different, bro.
And he don't write.
Yeah, Mo don't
He don't
at
write.
all.
It's all
Doesn't
off the-
write?
Nah,
He
it's
goes
all
into
off
the
head.
booth, says a couple bars.
Nines is like that.
And then he'll come out, he'll listen to it, go back in, then he's got the next 4, and he literally does that until he's got his 16. The way he works is different.
Different
Yeah,
kettle of fish,
yeah,
bro.
it's crazy, man.
Mad.
It's crazy.
Do you think without a producer tag, there is no identity to the producer?
Nah,
It exists without it.
100%.
Wonder Girl ain't got a tag, innit? She's that big, innit?
Some of the greatest producers ever don't have tags. I think it depends on the type of music, because in a lot of genres they don't have producer tags. I think it's more, like you said, identity. There's ways to identify that you made something without your tag being on it. Neptunes did it, the 4 count. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're known for it. It's legendary. It's a sound. Timbaland didn't have a producer tag. Everyone knows a Timbaland beat when they hear one.
But then those are producers that were out in the open. Like, you have to remember, Timbaland was releasing himself. Neptunes were releasing themselves. Do you know what I mean? There's producers that are in the house that no one's ever gonna know, and they have like 30 beats and no one knows that it's them, because a lot of artists don't credit them. But then they might have that one sound or whatever else in the beat that it just becomes relatable to them, and then, do you know what I mean? It just opens up the door and it's life changer for them. Because remember, tags are just branding. Just like when you on your YouTube and you make sure they put your name down saying produced by whatever, it's all branding which helps your brand.
For me, it was important, to be honest, because I wanted to be my own brand. I wanted to DJ. I wanted to make more money outside than just a publishing deal. And I felt like I could give better records to the audience than, like we're saying, the rappers don't pick the records sometimes. So man's left with tunes in it on the hard drive, and I'm like, well, the tag matches the thing, I can go and put them out. So it depends what direction you're going. Most producers are very shy, from my experience. They're very behind the limelight. They're happy just producing and their sound going out. But with the world, the way it is, just the branding, the DJing, the endorsement deals, everything, if you can build your brand to a certain level, then you're maximizing profits and exposure. So it depends.
So you think with a tag, that's giving you the ability,
Identity.
the platform, with identity to go out and be like, okay, cool, this is my song, not the artist. International collabs, yeah? Have you been in a session with Fog?
Yeah.
Live, What was it like working with him? Because you hear a lot of stories about the way that he works. Like I heard, one thing I need clarification on is I heard he doesn't write like in letters, he writes basically hieroglyphics. It's like pictures. No, I heard he writes pictures, bro, and like he spits off that.
Of a picture?
Yeah, see, I don't even know about all that. That's all
That's what
mad.
I'm
But
hearing.
yeah, no, when I was in the studio with him, just his work rate is the one thing that stood out. He done about 10 tracks, you know what I'm saying?
Mental.
But yeah, that was a crazy session. Fug was there, Gunner, Gigs, Waka Flocka. You know what I mean? A crazy session that was in Metropolis, so here in London. But yeah, it was crazy. Free them, man, anyway, they're going through a madness, man.
Free
it's
YSL,
crazy.
for real. Do you feel like the work rate between US and UK artists is different?
For sure, in the majority, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of UK artists that go hard, so I don't want to sit here and be like, you know what I mean? But Americans, it's just the land of the hustle, innit? Them, man.
It's like clockwork, man.
Yeah, man.
They
it's
work
clockwork.
2 jobs, bro. Like when I went LA and that, the Uber driver's a producer.
Mm.
He's like he is, bro. All like. Do you remember my man from American Idol, Ryan Seacrest? Yeah. So I'm going somewhere one day, and his chef is the one driving man around. And then once he's done, he's going to his house to cook. What they do is they just turn Uber on when they need to go somewhere. Do you get it? That's it. Like, they don't sleep, bro. America, they do not sleep. Here, people like to rest. Do you know what I mean?
Even the record label buildings are different.
different,
Like when you go
man.
and sit at the labels there, it's a different ambience.
People hustle hard here as well, so yeah, you can't discredit it, but America's just different. Like, they don't call it the land of opportunity for no reason. Like, they
And it's so
actually
massive.
hustle. Like, their hustle's different, man.
Have you made a beat with an artist in mind? They said no to it, but someone else had picked it up,
Yeah.
and now it's become a banger, yeah?
Yeah.
Everyone's done that. So it's a common thing, like, as a producer.
I made Carlos back for Bassman, and then mistook it.
Carlos back with a bang, yeah. I wanna take a flight with my fam, take a flight. Carlos back with a bang.
Why do you think you and Mist have such a good relationship? Because I've got a theory, but I'd like to hear from you.
I think my early years, London man were very anti to anyone else from London. Like outside of London, sorry. So like man weren't really rating anyone from Brum. Like these people that I was around, no names obviously, rappers were like, nah, them man ain't cutting it. But for me, when I heard Miss speak Punjabi, because I speak Punjabi, and then when he was using them, I always looked at like the Asian culture in this country as being very like segregated in their communities and their own high roads and shit. So it was like, it was more for me to be like, Miss can bring out this community more, to join the party of how music is growing. So I think with Miss, the story and his parents passing when he was young and just the pain. I love pain rap. I'm a very big fan of real pain rap. Like I love that more so than most of the records you hear. So it's like the pain and the truth in Mist and just the Punjabi with it and just his story and him being from Brum and it's a total untouched territory. Like I just wanted to champion myself in finding someone new. Like looking at my peers like Dre when he found M or like 50 and like just looking at how the blueprint was with rappers and producers, the relationships, I think that's what it was with Mist. I just knew his voice and his cadence and just how he sounded was brand new, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha, I've got onto you yet. Tell me your favourite song that you've produced by yourself, and then the story behind the session behind it.
Oh shit. The favourite song I've done and produced, it's a little bit too controversial.
What was it?
Too controversial.
That was you?
Yeah.
No, because that shit was so hard. They're like, the producer needs to get it too.
Hey, fucking keep it in there. Keep it in.
No, I was a fucking banger though. I love that tune.
Yeah, I was actually in the session though. I was actually in I was in Amsterdam.
I said I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
I was actually in Amsterdam and someone who I was abroad with, I'm not going to say who they are, but they showed me the song, innit?
What, so you didn't see it till it was out?
Nah, like they showed me a little preview, innit? And obviously, man showing me the song in that. I'm like, bro, it's produced by men. He's like, no, wait for it. So I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, bro, I'm like, man, I'm talking crease, you know?
So you didn't put in the little sonic little...
No, that's the engineer, bro.
You sure?
That's the engineer, bro.
No, that was good editing. That was good editing. That's iconic, I can't lie.
Bro, all I did was make the beat, innit? I'm going heaven. That's as far as I made it.
Who do you think made drill popular here in the UK? Like, what really got going? What was the first drill song? What do you think? And not even as a producer, because I think we can agree you're a big part of that. But artist-wise, like...
Yeah, 6, 7.
I would even just say 6, 7 and 150's beef.
Yeah.
See, between LD, Sticks, Sneak Bowl, all of them, their beef is that what sparked that whole sound, innit? I was just upset they called it drill. I swear that I cuss them about it all the time.
Because it's not the same as the drill now.
Yeah, it's not American drill, it's their own thing. But because they did listen to that, because they were so on the whole Chirac and that's what they listened to coming up in Chief Keef, they're like, oh yeah, we make drill too. I'm like, this is nothing. Like your accents, the beats you're jumping on is nothing to do with what's over there. But it is what it is now, it's called drill. I said, name something else, man.
What would you have called it?
Anything. Anything apart from that.
That's how the grime guys felt.
Yeah, that's why garage changed to grime, because like, we got our own sound, we're not garage anymore, we're grime. And that's what kind of just stamps it out. I feel they named it wrong, because like, I feel like if they named it correctly, they'll have a stronger like impact on New York. Because like New York really is like, and the world and Europe, yeah, it's really just, you know what I mean. And then that's where you got people like 808 Mello, Axel, yourself that go there and just smash it. And then you just look at the charts and you think, rah, these are UK producers. There's nothing to do with what, do you know what I mean? Like it's yeah, they definitely named it wrong still. But I think personally it was their beef, everyone being interested into it, them actually having their own sound and going back and forth, which just sparked the whole creation, definitely. Between them.
Is it ever tense when you got to work with people who obviously, let's say they have their differences, yeah. Do they ever feel type of way then like you're giving my man beats but you're also giving me beats? Like,
bro, I say look at me like the label that signs both of you artists. Do you know what I mean? Because your Sony will sign both of you. Like Warner will sign both of you. I'm nothing to do with your issues. But I'm here for business purposes only. Do you know what I mean? What you do when you leave studio is your business. While you're here, we're here to work. That's it. I don't want to hear about your issues. I don't beef them. I don't know why you're even in arguments with them. I'm not going to go out and you're not going to call me and I'm going to be like, oh, come on, Carns. No.
Or you're going to run out with the keyboard.
Look at me like how you look at the labels. It's nothing to do with me. We're here for
It's because we're so close to the roads. Most of where we come from, where our genres come from, we are from the streets. Doesn't matter, but what I've learned by working with so many people here, everyone's the same. I don't even know why they're beefing each other. They're all the same type of people, all the same type. They could all get along.
That's so cool. Like, some of the craziest
from my
artists you hear,
they're the nicest guys, man.
They're so cool.
They're the nicest. I'm not even saying that in a bad way, but they're normal people like us. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I think sometimes it just takes meeting them to understand that. But yeah, it's not for us to be involved. You know what I'm saying? We got our own lives to live and focus on. This is just work, innit?
TSB, I want to ask you this one. With African music becoming more global and UK drill dominating UK charts, where would you say UK Afro-Swing currently sits?
That's a good question. I don't know if it sits right now, if I'm honest. I think a lot of genres are led by the artist, do you know what I mean? And when you look at UK Afro-Swing, who would you, like the biggest artists that were doing that sound, they're not really active right now. So I think based on that, the genre isn't really as alive as it could be. I think if some of these artists were releasing music more consistently, the conversation could be different, do you get what I'm trying to say? And music is supposed to progress, innit? I don't think things are supposed to sound like 2017 in 2022, do you get what I mean? But I will say that I've heard a lot of music that's gonna come out soon from various artists which is in that lane, which is of quality, do you know what I mean? So I think it depends. You saw it in, was it 2020 or 2021? Nine's NSG airplane modes. That's a banger. It's Afro-Swing. Heady One, Young T and Bugsy, Princess Cuts. So it can still be done, do you get what I'm trying to say? I just think it's got to be a consistent thing, do you know what I mean? I don't think people are thinking, oh, I need to... You have to remember we had lockdown, so clubs weren't open. I don't really think people were thinking, oh, let me make something for the club that girls can dance to and vibes to and all of that kind of stuff. I think when you're in the studio and that's how you're thinking, then the records will start to come again.
On the ZZ Mill show, you discussed that people say that all of Russ songs sound the same. But Russ said it's not the beat, it's the flow.
It's the same tempo, same sort of bounce, isn't it? It may have like different variations of like, I may take out like certain parts of the beat every now and then, like, it's hard to describe. It's like I may take out like 1 or 2 snares to give it like more bounce at certain times, but it's essentially still the same thing. But I'm trying to, for me and Russ, it's more about me meeting his standards of what he would like. And then obviously when if I give him something slightly different, it's a no. So I always try to stick to like what he knows and what I know well best in it. It's a pain in my ass, but we live in it.
We've been watching your interviews, and we have another one to reference.
Yeah.
You had one with C. Valentina, and you said 3 producers made a song for us, and it basically sounded just like
God, you drew me out. You drew me out.
Are the beats you create recognizable? And how do you feel about producers? And this question, the last part of the question, can go to all you. How do you feel about producers making songs that sound like yours? Beats that
You
sound
know
like
what,
yours?
I'll be real. At first, it kind of touched man. Because it's like, raw, like, I pioneered something, I tried to make it a little bit different. It wasn't even like it was intentionally different. It was just like a normal day. If you saw the interview, you would know, I made it in my boxers, innit? It was just a normal day, just making a beat, blah, blah, blah. And then people now are in studio going out of their way to make, innit? And obviously, that was at first, innit? Now I kind of just see it as like, I'm an inspiration for like the next generation for when it comes to that lot of sounds, innit? You know what I'm saying? So I'm more than happy for people to kind of like do that, follow onto the trend, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Because at the end of the day, it happens a lot. Whatever's trending, people will follow, you know what I'm saying?
Is imitation the highest form of flattery?
There's a lesson in everything, man. Some of the producers might be gassed to understand how he made the beat and understand certain things. We all go online and look at how the beats were, we all look at deconstructed beats and be inspired by them. So I think it's a good thing, you know.
Yoz, I want to know the story of you working with Pop Smoke. So
basically, just found my beats on YouTube, innit? But he was already using my beats because I was collabing with Mello a bit, innit?
Okay.
But he must have been going on YouTube. I was sending the beats to his email as well. Started using them. And his management reached out to me, innit? Just 3 man over there, innit? We just linked up, innit? A few times, go studio and shit, you know what I'm saying? Make tunes and shit, so that's how that pattern, innit? Just found me on the internet and shit. I went to link up.
So he flew you out to America? I can't lie, that's love still. That's actually love.
you think there's a path for UK producers getting recognition and placements in the US?
Yeah, for sure. You can make beats anywhere. Like, I done it, fam. Mello done it, Axel done it, like, it's bare man's doing it still. So, like, you can make beats wherever, fam. You could be from fucking, like, Japan making beats for like, anyone, bro. Like, it doesn't matter where you come from, innit? There's the internet nowadays, innit? Yeah. Just put your shit on the internet, and then you're good, innit? Man who's gonna find it if it's good enough, you know what I'm saying?
So many rappers sit on YouTube finding beats.
All day, bro. They're on that thing all day. And YouTube has got some banging beats. Some of these beats are crazy.
Have you guys made any type beats?
It's more of a marketing strategy. It's not like man sitting there thinking I'm making a type beat. Like type beat is just a marketing strategy. You can't build any beat.
We can label it after.
Yeah. I saw someone made a type beat of me recently. They had my picture in the title and everything. That blew me out of the park. I can't lie.
Yeah, so you get rocked, innit?
Yeah,
but I think it's a generational thing as well. I think we came up in a time where we wouldn't really do that as much because the market wasn't there like that to do that kind of thing for people to check it out. So we're just making beats either to get in sessions or send it out. Now it actually makes sense to make beats and put them online because even like artists, I work with certain artists that will type their own name in YouTube and then say type beat. H does it, bare artists do it, and then they find sick beats and then they reach out to that producer and use it.
Or the publisher makes you produce for a certain artist is looking for this, he's working on his album, boom, you send out a pack.
Do Do you feel like sample drill, for want of a better term, do you feel like you're a big fan, yeah?
Yeah.
What about the UK version? Because I see a lot of people complaining about
What's
it.
the
Like,
UK
it's a
version?
new pandemic.
What's the UK version?
I can't even name no songs right now off the top of my head. What? Someone shouts them out.
Bro, them man will sample anything, bro.
Yeah.
Them man will sample Madonna.
Yeah.
Put some drill drums on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you feeling
Them
about
man will
it?
get sturdy to it, bro. Like, I respect it, innit? You get me? Like, it's the next generation, obviously, they like getting sturdy to these new samples, like catchy hook or whatever. Me personally, I don't like it. I don't like it, innit? But that's just me personally. I can't even explain why I don't like it. It's just, there's something about it.
Do you think with those particular samples here, and I'm specifically talking about sample drill, because obviously sampling is an art, it's technique here, but in those like trends that are going around now, do you think there's a bit of lack of creativity from the producers?
100%.
Yeah.
It's not difficult. You could do that in your sleep. You know what I mean? And that's that's no disrespect. But like sampling in general, like hip hop music was born on sampling. Do you get me? So rap music comes from sampling. So you have to give it its respect in that capacity. Do you get me? But I feel like with the drill stuff, I think if it's done in an innovative way, it works and it sounds cool. Do you get me? But I think like it's got to be done in a creative way. When you listen to rap music, half the time you don't even know if it's a sample or not because of how it's done. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I just think with the drill thing, it's too obvious. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you can hear it. It's not, you're not even thinking to yourself, oh, how did they make that? Do you know what I mean? And I think when you question how someone made something, that's good enough. It's intriguing. Do you get me? You respect it a bit more. I think I can say that as a producer.
What's crazy though, there's a website called whosampledthat.com. Every album's on there. Everything's on there, bro.
Everything's
Even
there.
all the Dre's hit, I didn't know. Then I went to
Timberland as well. All that Bollywood stuff that he was sampling, you just wouldn't
It
know.
was mad. It's just
But they just went far. Like they stepped outside the box to sample, which is why I guess they're respected so much more for it.
Do
that's
you know
an
what?
art form, isn't it?
Yeah.
To have some input, even though obviously I'm not a producer, but I think when Timberland and Dre were doing it, there was a lot of vinyl shopping in it. Like people used to go and you'd find a random record and you listen to
They used to have bands in the studio.
Yeah, and like you flip it in a different way.
Just Blaze,
Dave Jones,
drummer, yeah. Like, these guys are different, man.
Whereas today it feels like it's a lot of like, oh, this was a hit then.
Just
So
let me just use
like,
it, yeah.
let
That's
me
exactly
just-
what it is. It's
it's like-
microwave, isn't
But
it?
all old hits are recycled anyway. Back in the day in the 90s, on Top of the Pops, all them groups were singing songs from the 70s.
Half the rap
Making
songs
them.
that we even
lyrics
like,
are- even lyrics are
all them
like
old
songs.
school R&B things and that.
Not just musical
Samples.
samples. It's like whole songs have been brought back.
And they'll just take like an 8-bar in the bridge. You won't even know that it's from that song. They used it. So it's always been happening. I just think now it's a bit cheaper in terms of how it's being done, innit? And I think that's why everyone's got a problem with it. If it was done and it was sounding expensive, I don't think anyone had anything to say. That's it.
Bangs, I want to ask you a deeper one. Do you think that going to prison at 17 set you back or helped realign your mindset?
Easy, it helped me change for everything. Everything, bro. My boy, my co-D's here, Ramsey, we got Ramsey. He had the bright idea. We was doing a couple things, but yeah, like, I felt like having time to yourself, you might have realised this in lockdown, when you just get to know yourself and you're not influenced by anyone and you're just in a room. And then I think going to prison, many people from South London were in prison. I ain't gonna lie, there's not many East man I didn't meet. Do you get me?
Were you a Carns or something?
Nah, you know why I look at Carns? Because rap started in South. And it was a blessing for me because I met Fix Dottum, I met Margs, I met Young Meth, I met loads of rappers, Colours. And from there, it was MySpace era. So then I stuck with them and then I started making beats and that's how I bust. So it's like it was meant to be in my destiny, but it also gave me time out to like study. I read a lot of books and I like kind of focused away from the roads kind of thing. I was a total different person then, but I think, yeah, it basically, like my pineal gland just burst. I started meditating, reading mad like books like Law of Attractions and like madness. I was just like on some next thing, you get me? It was like I was becoming some superhero or something. Do you know what I'm saying? I swear down, but yeah, can only take it as a positive, you know what I'm saying? It was meant to happen. Everything happens for a reason. That's it.
Scott, it's your turn. What first got you that recognition in the US?
Probably putting my beats online, like years and years ago. Do you know what I'm saying? I've had like some legendary American rappers jump on my stuff, from like Fetty Wap to like Scarface. Do you know what I'm saying? Like people like this. And then I started working closely with Ace Hood, who's another Miami rapper. And then that's how the Kodak relationship started happening as well. So it's building. America's very much, and Yoz will probably know this as well, like you can be over there and one studio would lead to another because they're so open to work and collaborating. It's quite different over here, just in terms of how, you know what I'm saying, it works. Over there it's very much like, especially because you're English, you know what I'm saying? Like I received a lot of love over there because I was English, you know what I'm saying? So you meet a lot of people out there still, so.
I seen a video of Travis Scott vibing to Whipping Excursion. Do you think that song, even though it's like, it's a quintessentially UK song, innit? Yeah, but do you think it helped grow your profile over there?
Whipping Excursion. I gotta pick up that person.
There's even clips of Giggs saying it was one of his best sessions to date, and I don't even know why. And he says in the video he doesn't even know why. You know, when you're just in a session and everything's rolling, there's no barriers. You know, and you just from start to finish. And that was like the second or third time I linked up with Giggs. I think the first time I linked up with him, I made the Blowback with Stormzy. That one gets forgotten about a lot, but because of obviously where Whipping Excursion went. But we done that one first, and then obviously that was done at my studio, and then Whipping was done at his studio. So, like I said, you know, when it's his studio, he was comfortable. He had his dog there, man, them playing PlayStation. It was just a vibe.
His dog there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, like just that comfortable. Comfortability, fam. And like I said, he's got videos out saying that was one of the hardest sessions he's ever done, and not because there was madness going on, but just because everything just flowed. And yeah, within a couple hours, the whole tune, Whipping Excursion, it was done, innit? Do you know what I mean? No chorus, no nothing, just vibes.
Just to pause, I go on to Giggs's live show in London and I just fast forward right to Whipping Excursion.
Yeah.
And it's mad, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, Drake
I just watch it all the time, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Drake took it on his tour, so it was just like, you know what I mean?
At that Grime Daily Awards, I think it was it the Grime Awards? Where Skepta did the dance?
Yes,
that is, like, you can't hear that song and not do the dance. Like, it's now cemented.
See, if that come out now, boy, TikTok time, they would have eaten that up, fam. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. Start with a controversial one again. I might give my opinion on this one once you've all gone. But do you think more rappers in the UK should use ghostwriters?
Yes. I feel like it happens a lot in America, innit? And it's like, there's not really a stigma behind it. I feel like in the UK, maybe there's like an ego behind it, where it's like I have to like write my own stuff, I have to be the only person behind it, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like it would push the UK scene a lot. Especially, I think like, in pop music in the UK, it happens, innit? But like, in a lot more other genres, they don't really want to do it, innit?
It should happen more.
It should.
I agree. I just think it depends on the artist.
Yeah.
Sometimes only you can tell your story, innit? I think it depends on the type of artist you are. But there's not, like, I think sometimes, like, you're co-writing with the artist anyway. Like, I'll be in the studio with artists and they're saying something and then I'll just change the word. And be like, oh yeah, that makes more sense. No need for that, you know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Like, it does make sense, innit? I think it's just about, I think it's about chemistry and comfortability. The more comfortable you are, like, we've been in the studio and that's happened, you know what I'm saying, plenty of times, like, over the years where me and Banglez are in the studio with an artist or whoever, and it's like, okay, they've said this, and then everyone's like, but does that actually make sense? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you've got to question things, okay, go back to this bar. But it's a team effort, innit? So yeah, overall, I think they should, man.
And when they're in a session with another rapper, they, depending on their relationship, they help write like each other, like help each other write.
It is. I understand the whole ghostwriting and everything, but not for every artist. Like, can you imagine like a Blade or Nines, and you find they've got a ghostwriter?
Yeah. It's content. You can't be saying you do this, but you don't do this. Our next man is right because he did that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's all about this. That's what I'm saying. It's all based on the artist.
Yeah. R&B is predominantly that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're even singing about someone else's life next to you. Do you get what I mean? So you need input, all this, all that. But when it's rap, like especially because it's so personal, I don't think in all cases you can have a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in some cases you really can, and there's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, when it comes to music, it's about the best song. That's all that matters. It's about the song. So whatever you can do to get to the best song, I think you should do.
If I can add as well, I feel like a lot of UK artists, they lack hooks sometimes. And I feel like if you get like a songwriter to write a banging hook, you're off from there.
Hooks
innit?
don't exist to them. They just know how to rap. You
Yeah.
can't even blame them now, but you can't blame them. It's not a bad thing. Like, there's a lot of quality rappers. Do you get what I mean? They don't want to do this hook thing. If they could just rap on a track all day long, that rap, they will just do that. Do you know what I mean? Song might be 10 minutes long, just straight bars.
Yeah.
That's what they're on. So it takes the producers as well to kind of guide them. Do you know what I mean? Yo, this is the purpose of having a chorus. Choruses are supposed to be memorable. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There's a reason you have a chorus on the track. Like when you think about a song, probably 7, 8 times out of 10, it's the chorus you're remembering. Do you know what I mean? Then you're lucky if you remember all the lyrics to the verse. That just means you love the song. Do you know what I mean? But it's the chorus that's memorable. So yeah.
But do you know, it's the only thing that I think that sometimes, because then we could go to like Talking the Hardest, which doesn't have a chorus.
Yeah, some songs don't.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think it's just a vibe. Yeah, like.
You want to keep rapping, talking about this. It just keeps going, and you just love it. So you're right. Still, it's not every song. Song structure don't always have to exist.
Yeah, it depends what you're trying to get out. How do you maintain your sanity in this business? Like, how do you guys look after
You do
yourselves?
normal stuff. You do stuff that's not music. That's how you maintain your sanity.
Spending time with family.
Yeah, otherwise you go crazy.
Plus, you need to find new inspiration, bro. I've been in the studio for months and I'm just like, I'm done now.
You get tired, man.
Big beats right now.
Yeah.
I take breaks personally.
Yeah. Like, I'm literally go IKEA, bro. Look at some sofas. No, but seriously, doing the mundane things, becomes like luxury. Do you get me? Like, this music industry takes more than it gives. You just got to be in it long enough to get something that's worth getting out of it. Do you get it? Like, it can ruin you. I always say it now. Like, don't let this industry you. Bare people are just shadows of their former self. Like, you look at them like, they're jaded, but why? Because the industry did them dirty in one way or another, and now, as a result, they always say hurt people, innit? Do you know what I mean? It's just a cycle. Same thing happens to someone else now. It's long.
It takes a strong character to keep your sanity through everything.
It's not a joke. It's definitely not a joke.
Take breaks. Look after your health as well, because
main thing, diet.
Diet,
eat mad. Producer's diet is the worst.
Definitely look after yourself and stuff. Like, I've been getting in the gym and
just sitting in the chair for hours on end, eating mad takeaways and bare liquor.
Bare water in the gym, bare water in the studio, man. It's not even a joke, because it's too much, man. When, like, you know, it's late night, nothing healthy is open.
Man, I need a chef, Chad.
It's not. Do you get me? Like, it's just not
pizza
open.
go-go.
Do you get me? That's when it's not even delivery. It's Uber Eats. The scatty food.
You forget about all of that.
Them
So
3 a.m.
important.
joints, them kebabs that just don't bang, bro.
Pizza.
Yeah. Even when Tots Pizza's not there, bro, and it's them next ones that just
only
don't
Rocky
bang.
kebab shop. Rocky kebab shop.
You're just risking your, it's like you're risking your life. Every
McDonald's
time
is
you
supposed to
press
be the
pay, bro.
most I've ever done.
Oh, bro.
It's nuts, man. So just things like that, man. But obviously, I don't know, bare people glorify late night sessions.
Mine was probably Red Rumble version.
Big tune still. UK classic still.
And you know what it is? The reason why, is because I remember R6, because most of I released independently, innit? So anyway, we released a song, the song's actually going off, it's going crazy. I remember actually, before we made the song, I called R6, it was on the block, and I was like, yo, what you doing? I said, oh, chilling. I said, let's go studio. I've not clocked how old he is, yeah? So we've released the song's going crazy. I'm like, yeah, okay, so this is what we need to do. We just open up a PayPal, and obviously tune codes, we can take your money through all that type of stuff. He's come back to me 2 days later, like, yeah, how's it opening the PayPal? I said, yeah, that's what it's called. He said, yeah, it says I'm not old enough. I'm like, how old are you? He's like, oh yeah, no, I'm 16. It's like, what? No way.